What is up, Workbringer here, and today I'm bringing you a Plaguefall plus 14 run on Fortified, Volcanic, Spiteful. Pretty easy affix for any dungeon, and this is definitely pretty much the end of push week here. We'll be going into a Fortified week, and I'm not sure I'm going to even do keys on Fortified, except for like mists and halls perhaps. So I've actually evolved this route quite a bit. I was actually going to not double pull this, but it's pretty common to do this. However, I did this in my last 14, and it was a disaster. It's really up to the group to manage all the stuff that's happening at once. Definitely gets the blood flowing. Requires a decent amount of cooldowns from me. Didn't get that kick. No one got that kick. So it's not a great start. I don't know if the druid is in their seed. I think the druid is in their seed. So yeah. This is what happens when you double pull this, right? And people are not quite ready for it. So in pugs, even though we're trying to keep time here, I guess we haven't technically lost anyone yet to an actual death. I mean, that is the good way to pull it. It's just to do those together. But it gets spicy and it does force a lot of cooldowns pretty early in the run. But that's okay. It would be very hard to pull these as well. Not impossible, it's just there's a lot of casters, and 2 fungal storms at once is probably a little bit too much. Unless you have people dedicated to kicking them, like I'd have to save a Hodge, but it would be pretty spicy to have both of those, I think, in the same pack. So we get him down. Wasn't clean. I think I missed both kicks. But it's questionable, like, what's worse? Like, the big guy getting out some ads, or that we just cleave down, to be honest, or like kind of the big scary casts from the Pestilence Harvester. So I think that's what we prioritized, and then any of the Hodge, which I definitely have one on lock right now, that Hodge is going to be for, of course, the fungal Stormer, I believe is called. And there's also Spites after. That one's going to get binding. A little bit of a roar. I just want to make sure no one's going to get killed by that, and cool, right? Just looking out for people here. Kind of a floppy pull. I could easily lose aggro to like a mage combusting on this pack or something like that, but they're playing pretty chill here. Nothing too big. I do Hodge that fungal stormer, and we're just doing the normal cleanup here. I believe that's a that looks like the hunter circle that the hunters put down. They're very mad if you or not mad, but they're very sad if you move them out. But it's kind of a kiting meta, so it doesn't always work out. So we're about to go into the next room, and there's not a lot to say there about how I do it differently. However, I have gotten a lot more confident at using the exploding canisters, and yeah, basically the exploding canisters. I basically now will immune through them and use it to blow up the ads much faster, and it works out quite well. And I think it's the best way for a paladin to do it. Demon hunters and monks can both roll out of it really quickly, or like fly out of it. We don't really have that ability. Divine Steed is not all that fast, and without a binding shot or ursols, I can basically just force the ads to stay right on me, and I'm gonna immune through it. It's a little sketchy. You do have to watch the timing, but you'll see. I've been doing it pretty consistently. I started doing it as kind of like a joke in 10s. When I was, because like Plaguefall's route, I swear changed a little bit, so you'll see that my route's a little weird now. And yeah, I didn't notice these 2 got pulled before, and so I lost aggro on them pretty much immediately. But I'm just rounding the rest of these up here. I kind of messed this one here. You can definitely go for all of them, but I tend to just run into the middle and clap whatever I get here. But considering that I can immune through them, that's another place to immune. Is to just run in, grab everything, and immune it, but it's kind of hard for me to grab everything, so I just run in Divine Toll and pull what I can and run around after. On one of the runs I did before of this, it actually took me about maybe 4 Plaguefall 14s to finally get this time one, and it is all the group. Man, that is it. Now I get better and better at doing some of the pulls here, but it's all the group here. I'm pretty okay with this, especially if we can cleave them down together. And I think the play is honestly just to leave them and let them get healed by the morsels. Like, it's not that big a deal. Versus like kiting, it's better just to have like full cleave on everyone. I don't know. But not much to say about this part. This is, I mean, honestly, what's kind of sad is that a run right before this with Pug, again, pretty high IO people, they wiped to this. They wiped to the trash. I'm like, how did you wipe to, like, imagine wiping to the trash on the first boss. Like, I don't understand. But they were body pulls and they were not handling spite. You know, I take it back, actually. There are about, like, 15 spites that spawn at one point. So, I mean, that freaks the people out, and then they body pulled, and it was a disaster. But this one, much better. Much utility here. Mass Entangle, Binding Shot, Frost Nova. Lots of ways of handling it. So, no panic situations on this one. But, yeah, looking forward to reviewing myself and sharing how I save time on this route, which you'll see is pretty crucial. We're pretty close on time here for this 14. We don't have any major party wipes. Nothing really fouled up. It's really about pulling efficiently as you get up here and then using the DPS correctly. And there is one error on my part that's about 30 seconds lost that you'll see at the end, but that's because I'm still learning this route. This is a new route for me because I swear they changed the count. The tentacles didn't used to have count, and things are just a tiny bit different. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with this route for tyrannical or for fortified. But you'll see like my miscalculation here, and this is finally, luckily it's on a 14. The thing is, when you try to do routes on like a 10, the people are very new usually, relatively, so they're body pulling. So I try to like test the routes on like lower keys, right? But people don't follow the routes. People screw things up. So I see that the hunter's circle went down, so I'm not going to pull him out for as long as I can. Frost Nova's going down. Typhoon into binding and a couple of disorients back there. And yeah, just trying to gauge if I need to kite or not, and we do not need to. So here's one of the very first times that I'm showing this. And this is a big time savings, because to kill those slime claws and him separately like I normally do, not on top of the canister, is really slow, right? So I'm almost dead, pretty bad. And this is going to be a big explosion, but I'm sitting in Devine Shield here, so that pops, and I'm not getting stacks of dots from the slime claws, and we are pretty much demolishing these. I think they get a debuff now, and they explode on them. I could have even pulled in a Plagueborer if I wanted to, which I think I might start doing soon. And it's just, these are plays that I see being done at the higher keys at a time. I'm like dying to something. I'm not sure what it is. I think stepping on those is pretty painful, and I get blown back. I did not intend to pull this Plague Rock, and I don't usually include him in that like triple roundup because he can do the wing buff, like buffet or buffet or whatever we're calling that, and that can just displace me if I'm not paying attention. But it's definitely possible. I might try that. I might try that at a lower key, again, like in a 10, which we might just wipe because people freak out. But basically, pulling him in with that situation, and then again, divine shielding. And so what I kind of have to do for my roundups here is I'm pretty sure I need to go in with guardians up. I can cheat death, so that definitely helps. But I need to go in with some decent mitigation while I round some things up, so I could pull those 3 slime claws and the patrol and the bird all at once, blow them up all in the canister, and that would be pretty good. Be a little bit faster, and that's a significant savings. And we really need the time savings here because all these spites take a long time to clean up. So yeah. So what's coming up next, what would be ideal is to pull these 3 slimes plus the Plague Binder and blow them up on the canister. However, I'm out of tricks. I have no way to do that at the moment. I did try it at I did try it on one of the keys. I forget which one, but that would be the big move because these do a lot of damage and they take a long time to kill. So it really would be super efficient if I can figure out a move. It's really up to the group to have like treants or ursols or binding. I would need to be in voice comms because like the Devine Shield one, I'm forcing the mob position and I just tank it. I just immune through it. However, to pull these and the other one on top of that Cannister and the Plague Binder, if they don't do it right, it's a wipe. It's like going to just be a disaster. But anyway, I could definitely kill those 3 slimes and this patrol all at once if it was an organized group, right? Like I run in, get the slimes, pull these in, and do basically what I'm doing here, but do it to all of them, right? So it's a little sketchy, but you see that itty bitty radius there? Pretty sure they get popped. Ooh, actually, I don't know if they got popped in it. Yeah, I don't know. But they take more damage when you blow them up in that sort of thing. I'm not sure that they actually got it there, but if, you know, someone like stunned them and then, you know, displaced them, ring of peace them, typhoon them into that explosion, we could do that to all the slimes too. So I'm still haven't done this room in what could be 2 pulls probably. But with spite, it's a little bit, anyway. So this is my, I'm just checking that that's not going to kill anybody. This is my repentance play here, so I'm going to isolate the Plague Binder. Luckily, people haven't combusted yet. There it goes, right? So thank you, Hunter, for waiting just like, you know, 5 seconds, 3 seconds before I get everything put together. It's always the fire mages that want to like, boom, 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 just like blow it all up. I'm like, can I get this guy in the right position? And then like they rip aggro off of me before I have him in place. And then they die. This has happened multiple times to me with fire mages. They just pull a little bit too fast. But we do melt these pretty quick. I'm going to go step on all of these, and there is Pride. And I'm trying not to pull anything else. It's so easy to pull something here, right? There's 2 slime claws in the back. We're surrounded by, what's it called? Globs. But everyone does a really good job at not body pulling. It's really easy to body pull here. And I do have ways to modify the count in the end if we do end up pulling those 2, if we end up pulling the slime claws up there, which can happen basically if the metamorphoses get like really far away from us. I'll have to go, you know, I might body pull those. Or those oozes, or those slimes, if we end up killing those. But sometimes those slimes plus Pride is a wipe. Let me just say that much. But I do have mechanisms of just not killing some stuff at the, afterwards. It's not great though. It does throw off the count quite a bit. It's not very good. So the most uneventful Pride ever is this one. However, it was very cleanly achieved. Very happy with that. But we basically kill 1 Plague Binder and like 1 tentacle with this entire Pride. Sad, but whatever. Mostly is that we haven't died yet. 0 deaths, right? And so that's the other thing that ruined my Plaguefall 14, my last run, is that we were like, we almost had it by like 1 second or 2 seconds, but we had like 12 deaths, so not good. And some body pulls, right? So I'm going to dispel myself, and I can just run right out of that, and they blow up on the tentacle, right? And so you can, that's how you game this place. I've been watching other tanks and other runs of this, and you can basically like, you can finish, oh, they almost got that ice trap. I think that's what that was. You can make pretty short work of this stuff if you're blowing up canisters and the Plagueborers are exploding on the ads like they should. Ooh, I almost died there. That's the cheat death trinket right there. You see that? What happened? I don't even know. But yeah, that was my cheat death trinket. So hello. Anyway, here's my second Devine Shield magic trick for the day. I am going to dispel, but immediately reapplied. I think I'm going to go into Guardians just to heal up to full, and there it is, Devine Shield. Cannot die, so everything just blows up right on this guy. We almost get him. A little bit faster, we wouldn't have gotten these Plagueborers, but that's where Devine Shield, again, you have the talent for it to come back quicker. That's where you're going to use it here as a tank, and try not to proc your cheat death trinket on the trash. Wow, what the heck. Okay, so this is a variation, but I see them leaning this way, and this group is like pretty, I think they've all 15 this place. I think it's pretty high IIO. We're going to line him back. No one's pulled yet. This is good. This is a good sign. That's close enough. That's fine, right? It actually doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter where you kill them because you have plenty of time. However, it's just, you know, nicer to group them up like this. The group was leading to do this side first. And I'm with it. I'm with it because I think this does make a lot of sense. So this is just an order. I mean, this isn't everyone's route. You like kind of have to kill these. But I actually like this better. Left first. It's pretty nice. The spites are cleaned up. And we're going to go over here and pull this pack to the side. And that will be safe to not pull the boss. I think that people forget to kill the congealed even though I mark it. Let me see. I don't know if I can tell. Maybe it just takes a long time to kill. I'm looking if there's priority damage going out right now. Yeah, never mind. I'm wrong. It was just these things just live a long time. It is priority damage. I thought people were like, I actually spam it a couple times. Maybe people are annoyed at that, but I'm like, kill this thing. It seemed like they weren't doing priority damage. Like someone's hitting the pestilence too or something like that. But anyway, it's congealed then pestilence. That's got to be the order. It's just a waste otherwise. I'm rooted now. And we're killing trash. But yeah, those are essentially my new plays in this place. I'm going to lay on hands him. I don't know what happened. Oh, it's the shade. Oh, it's the shade. I see. Yeah. It's the spite. Okay. Those are my new plays now. I did die and proc a cheat death trinket, so pretty awesome to have that cheat death trinket. Again, at the 14s, it's easy. I think I was like gripped, by the tentacle, got thrown in the air as it exploded. What you gonna do about it? Someone has to stun me out of it. If they don't, I can't control that. So cheat death trinket for the win there. We do have a druid, so I probably would have gotten battle res, but we've had 0 deaths, and that's because of the Night Fae ability. The talent, I believe. Ooh, almost lost the druid there, man. Wow. That's because of their Night Fae seed ability, and because of my cheat death trinket. We have no time lost to deaths yet, so this is quite clean. I don't remember if anyone dies in this or not. I honestly don't remember. I don't think I do. Because the cheat death trinket quite helpful, quite helpful, and that is what I've made lots of videos about it, and I don't know if it actually matters, but it's what's. Oh, never mind. Someone definitely dies. What did they die to? Oh, they're cloth, so yeah, they're gonna get squished pretty easy. It's squishy. Picking up all the stuff and then picking up the pride, right? Running over here, just pulling it away from the spites and the boss, most importantly. But yeah, once I got this trinket, I just felt a lot more comfortable in these high keys because it's like there's things that are your fault that you screw up that you need the cheat death for. There's overlaps that happen that are just too tricky for your brain at the moment to be like, oh, there's spikes and this and this. Nope, and you just died on one of them. And then there's things that are just unlucky, right? Like getting picked up by the tentacle. I think I'm the only one in melee, so I'm like guaranteed to get picked up by it in this case. But it is random if there's like multiple melees. So, you getting picked up and the Plagueborers being there and they're exploding when you get released, that's just unlucky. Like, you really cannot outplay that in a certain sense, I don't think. Or there are things that seem like they're, you can't outplay them. So we do have a decent amount of pride uptime. I'm kind of surprised they haven't lusted. I don't remember if we lust this whole thing. I was gonna be really happy actually if this was like a no death run. I don't know what the priest died to. Was it like craggy? Was it like the craggy fracture, like the stone, something like that? It is tricky to see what's going on sometimes in that corner. However, that's the best place to pull that trash. There's just no question. But oh, there's warp. Okay, so we're warping here. Oh, that makes perfect sense to really get the bomb down. They do make really quick work of it. I'm like, oh wow, you guys killed it already. And now we got to kill the congealed. So I should have hodged that. Would have been the move. It doesn't matter. Yeah, someone gets it. Yeah, you can basically like typhoon it and then ursols it away, and it basically never even is an issue. You can leave it there the whole time. If you can properly CC the congeal, you don't have to kill it. Whatever. It's just easier in most cases to burn it down. So I see they save time warp for the slimes. That makes perfect sense, right? Versus time warping and like phasing them really quick. It doesn't really matter. People taking big damage to that. I'm gonna take big damage to this too, but I'm a tank. I guess it's not as bad as them. Yeah, I hate that one too. Again, I'm just healing through it. I don't know if it leaves a dot or not, but I know I need to make it back to this man. Someone needs to tank him or else he does that. And that's pretty big. So that's 2 of them went out. But at the same time, I got to keep this congealed away so we don't all die to that bomb. If that bomb doesn't get killed, we all die. So it's, Kind of had to balance it. I think people are trying to tunnel the boss, and I'm like, don't tunnel the boss. You gotta kill the congealed. Like, you gotta kill the congealed. Actually, the fire mage was definitely trying to kill the boss. You cannot kill the boss through congeal unless I separate them. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of these hits, but again, even it's not tyrannical. Tyrannical, I'd have to play it a little bit more careful, but I'm fine. That many hits, I would probably be dead on a tyrannical this boss. But I don't really plan on doing a tyrannical of this place either. Just don't really want to do that. Just healing myself up. I wasn't sure if I had like some sort of like really nasty dots on me, like from Necrotic Wake. Like again, like the 4 bone carver dots. You're just dead, and I have to. It's like the healer's dots plus my my healing to even live after that. But I don't think it was. But I don't like sitting at 10% health. You know what I mean? Like I just wanted to get myself back up. So this slime dies really quickly. And, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it leaves a circle, and sometimes I think people dispel it or something like that. I'm not really sure. That's a really good rooting by the druid over there, and that shade just dies right there, chilling. And we're on cleanup patrol. So here comes my route. What did I do? Oh, no, okay. My cheat death trinket weak aura that I wrote, it flashes really, really bright when I cheat death, so that I know that, and then it says BAM really loudly. And then it also will start glowing when it's at 30 seconds of cooldown left, and then it'll play the applause sound when it comes back, just so that I'm aware, right? So I'm like, you know, big, you know, shiny thing that's like, you cheated death, you know, be careful now, you know, try to chill it out a little bit, maybe pull a little slower or something like that. I get picked up again. Yeah, I'm the only one in melee, so I'm just always getting picked up. I guess that's why. And then it also just does a shiny right before it goes away, just so that I know it's back. So it's like, okay, now it's time to pull big. Now it's time to get a little spicy here. I've got my 1 cheat death. Imagine playing a demon hunter. You have this trinket plus your like native talent cheat death. That must be real nice. That must be quite cool. Plus there's a legendary that I think when you drop below 30% health, darkness is automatically cast or something like that, which is a huge damage DR, huge damage reduction. Putting down some markers here just because I don't, you know, it's not like they don't know, but I just want to be explicit about the path here. This part is kind of finessey, and I don't want to have to kill that tentacle because it actually is count now, I believe. Tentacles are like 1 something or 1.25 count or something like that, according to MDT. And I don't think they used to be or whatever, but I do that especially to just like, you know, just to make it clear. I don't think anyone's like insulted by it, but I say that because people do it wrong and they pull the tentacle, right? I'm like, they're like, oh, they see where I'm going, and they're like, oh, I can get there faster, and I'm like, yeah, but you're gonna run through a tentacle. So I just don't want to make that misplay here. Again, I've done like 4 Plaguefall 14s to get this timed one. This is an especially good group, and I almost walk off the edge. that's the thing. So my new variation is to pick up that pack at the top and to kill these two. So this is kind of inefficient, I'm not gonna lie. But this pack actually feels really good to kill, in my opinion, is because of the spider. That spider, we don't have a rogue, and we don't have enough kicks to essentially make sure it won't cast spiderlings. And so when I go to pull the spider anyway, right, I'm in the air again. When we go to pull this spider here, there's a chance that it casts spiderlings over there anyway, right? So, and then you end up pulling it, and so if it's not part of your account, it becomes a bit of a disaster. However, I just build it in, right? So here comes stealthlings. Where do they go? Up there, okay? But there's a really decent chance that they actually go towards the tentacle, and then you just have to pull them anyway. We do not get these down in time, but it's a good reminder. Someone's definitely dead. Oh no, they lived it? Wow. But it was oh, I think they ice blocked. They knew. Yeah, so actually killing it over there and then pulling the spider a little bit to this side actually feels pretty good in my opinion. And I do need that like extra count there, which is kind of slow. You can try to round them up together, but he does the bulwark spell. But this side trash here is going to ensure that we do get pride for this next boss here. So I'm going to mark this one. The hunter is tunneling. That's good. Stealth things do not have a Hodge. There they go. I think someone dies to this. I'm going to consecrate to get them out. Nope, never mind. That's very, very clean. That was very good. Okay, Venom Fang got summoned, whatever. So we missed that kick. But as long as we kill those stealth things, no one dies. So we've had 2 deaths. What were they? One was... I think the priest got hit by the like craggy fracture ground attack, and I forget what the other one was. I cheated death to the tentacle and the Plagueborers. Unlucky. I don't remember what the other one was, but we're quite fine here. That's 10 seconds. However, if it was like 6 deaths, we probably wouldn't have timed this. Partially my fault. I'm gonna immune through here. I'm just taking a little bit too much damage. I don't know why, but I wasn't sitting in mitigation. I was just too much, right? And there's nothing after this that's gonna really require an immune. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here, and I think I was actually prepared for this one. I was saving Divine Toll to get these down. Yeah, it's a big deal to get those. And now I just want to drag these back and get some cleave time. That's a good Dragon's Breath to get the Bulwark guy down. And we just want to cleave them together, even though it's not, what's it called? There's no melee cleave. But still, it's just in my nature as a tank to group things up. Right. So, let's see how precise this is. I think this is down to the percent. Yeah, like we're only going to be like 80.81% or something like that from this. So that's why I needed those extra packs up there. The two 2-packs basically. They're kind of slow and like, that's not efficient. There is another way to go to the right and pick up that count. I just don't like going that way. It's just like goopy and a lot of the water. And if you stand in the water too long, you die. And there's like another stealth spider, and I just don't want another spider, basically. Yeah, so we're 81%, so that's pretty good. Definitely needed both of those trash packs. And just going to pull Pride over here. I think everyone gets it, just so that I can be a little bit closer to the boss. Right? So this is a great group, really. I haven't had any issues. If anything, I am pretty slow on this last half, right? So the front half of the dungeon I've sped up quite a bit. I wasn't going to double pull the front part, but it is in my route, actually. When I share my route, it shows it as a double pull, so I think that's why people did it. But again, it forces a lot of cooldowns, but it is a little bit faster to cleave off of that big patrol onto the fungal mantras, as long as everyone's kicking, though. You got to kick and stun. So if you don't kick and stun, that's like kind of a wipe, or there's deaths. Like that's, as soon as people die, you're not really making up any time. Anyway, going to the boss, people are not super stacked, but it's going okay. I dispel myself, and I can tell big damage is going out. It looks like combust. It looks like whatever the Shadow Priest is doing in their like void form, and the hunter put their spell down as well, right? Their what's it called? Their Night Fae. Losing aggro out here. These don't hurt that bad. Oh, I see. And the mage or someone is gone and got the rest of them. Group is really good at this, and like honestly, that's the difference between like, you know, timing this and not. Is like, is the group gonna make me do everything, or are they gonna do it, right? So as soon as someone gets stunned, I walk right over them so they're not like immediately webbed after too. I forget who I learned that from, but that is the tanking tactic and positioning, in my opinion. Okay, so I make the decision to come over here. I think I'm going to drop Consecration to get one out, right? I'm going to get aggro on these two. This one, is that everything? That was quick. This is a good group. This is really good. Very, very nice. I only had to get like 2 of them out myself, and the rest got done for me. I just have to pick up the aggro. So again, someone's going to get singled out. They need to go over there and get stunned. And then I'm going to immediately go back on top of them so that they're not alone. So we're almost about to 2-phase this boss, but we kind of don't. Oh no, we get him. We get him. There it is. Okay. So what you need before you go into the big room downstairs is 85% count, right? And so what I used to do is go kill the trash to the right of me, which is like a big slimy dude and another bulwark guy. However, it takes forever and you're technically running back, right? So if you watch the MDI, this is what happens when you snap mobs to you. Basically, when you aggro them, but they don't have a path to you, is that they will snap eventually to the tank, but then there'll be this moment where they evade, right? And that's done on purpose. I heard that it's to like kind of like de-incentivize people from doing this, because like you actually lose a lot of time just sitting there waiting for it to come down, and then it's evading and you can't attack it. However, with this route, you saw I got pretty much a perfect 81% pride count for the boss. I just need like a tiny bit more count before I go into that room. And so here's the misplay. I only pull this one slime. I actually needed to get to 85. These are 1 each. These are literally 1% each. I needed the congealed too. However, I hadn't confirmed that until this run. So now I know. Right? So even in this 14, I'm still testing things. I basically dedicated this entire day to Plaguefall. I did a 10. I did multiple 14s. I think I did a 13. And they were all kind of different. But this one confirms the route. This is exactly how I intended the route to go. If I had pulled the congealed, we would have saved about at least 30 seconds. At least 30 seconds of the fact that you're going to see we're going to get all this down. I do a pretty good job kiting this whole room. And yeah, we have to go back and get that congealed. So that's 30 seconds. And it does make this a little bit tighter on the timer. But I'll save you the drama. We do time it. Okay. I need to get big aggro on these. It's really tragic if I lose aggro even on one of them, because those these mobs, if they hit a clothy, it's like one shot, right? If I lose aggro on these and they walk in melee, it's just like I think it's worse than a spite on a 14 fortified. They will just one shot the DPS. So I need to give them big damage to compete with. Again, look at the damage isn't that high actually from the. But in case they decide to combust the whole room or something like that, I need to keep constant threat. And I'm just doing this circle kite, that if there is like in the middle some like ability has been dropped, that they're still staying in it, but I kite them in a circle, right? So there it is. There's volley, there's the carrying ability. So I want to roughly keep them in it, but not die. So they're still in it, and they're being slowed. Some binding shot. I'm getting a little bit trucked here. Turning my back a little bit, not the best, but not proccing the cheat death trinket, and that really is my backup here, because these are very one shot. Like this guy chasing me right now, he can kill me if he hits me in the back, like he's probably doing right now. That can be an instant kill off a crit or something like that. But I do have my cheat death, so I can just run right in here. Even if I get smacked in cheat death, that's gonna be fine. And another good thing about the cheat death in Plaguefall, as you might be aware, we do have a battle res, so that's not so bad. That if you get clipped by a tentacle on a tyrannical, you dead. So basically my Splinter Heart of Valar trinket is gonna give me one get out of jail card with the tentacles. This is where I'm realizing I'm 1% off. Damn it. I hate this. So let's look at the clock here. It's 40. It's 4:40. And how long does this take me to kill this? It's got to be at least 20 seconds. So we got to go get this congealed. Ugh, so bad. And we're trying to like slowly bring it back to the other room so we don't get pried out here in the goop. I'm gonna get life gripped, which is appreciated after the dot goes. I think the dot still needs to go off. Whatever. We're pulling this thing back. And yeah, this is like 40 seconds, if not longer, closer to a minute maybe. It was about 40 seconds. So let's just say this was 45 seconds of missed time, and that's rough. We could use that 45 seconds just to make things a little bit chiller. But at the same time, actually, thinking about it in retrospect, I'm gonna run down here. In retrospect, it actually wouldn't have mattered that much. We weren't going to 2-chest this. And there's a bit of a harden rage with her anyway. So it didn't really compromise the run that much. Obviously, I'm going to next time pull the Plagueborers and then 2 slimes. Like really easy to kill those. You just got to kill the congealed first. And that sets us up perfectly. So that's my new route. Just pretend I pulled both slimes at the same time, and that's what I like. It's pretty chill. There's opportunities to speed it up if you feel like double pulling, etc. But what I was gonna say is that like, you're not really living all that much longer. Once you hit third phase, and you'll see that we lust for it, the longer that goes, the more you're gonna die. Because like the poisonous rain's gonna go out, plus there's ads, plus there's tentacles. And it's like, you don't want to sit in that phase very long anyway. So it's not like we needed more time to be in that phase. We still would have killed it. So I don't know. It definitely wasn't like too bad. No one was upset about it. I was apologizing after. I was like, oh, I'm sorry about the slimes. Like, you know, like, again, I'm low IO compared to everyone here. Like, look at this other person. What are they? Oh, 10, 50, never mind. We're pretty similar. But I feel like there's some people here to like 1300, and I was like, I'm the noob here. Oh, and actually, the person who's keyed is the priest. I think that their main or something is like a tank, and they're like higher IO. So I was like, But I did my best, and still learning this route. Something changed with Plaguefall, and if it didn't, then I don't know. Maybe I was always doing it wrong. But I do like this route quite a bit. You just get the slimies down in the end, and there's no backtracking, technically. Even though we have to kill the Plague Rock, which takes a little bit of time, which is kind of annoying, there's no running backwards, though. So technically, the healer could be like drinking, or like I could probably pull the Plague Rock like towards the end of the Domina fight. That would be pretty sketchy if I like left with Domina still up to go pull a Plague Rock. That would probably be not a good idea. Yeah, so scratch that. I'm probably not going to pull the Plague Rock, but I don't really see any other way of getting the count that I need that doesn't require going really far backwards, right? I don't want to have to do that. So here's the part I'm talking about with like the healing rain, and we have a minute 24, which looks like there's a lot left because there's like another RP phase or tentacle phase here. But I don't know. I don't think it actually would have made a big difference. Do I get hit here? Oh, I do. Oh my goodness. I'm the only one that got hit. Rip. But I do have a cheat death trinket, and I am a tank, so it's like, if anyone can get smacked by those, it's me. Anyone else would probably get one shot in this comp. So here we are, third phase. There's the lust. Boom. Pulling it out at the right time. We got to get this last 30% done in a minute. That's more than fine. That's more than fine, right? So if we added like, 40 seconds back to this clock, we'd have like, 130 or something like that. It wouldn't have mattered. Right, we get this with 40 seconds left. It's done. So it wasn't actually compromising the run at all, except for maybe just making it like a little spicy. That's basically it. So there it is, my first Plaguefall 14. I have done like at least 10 14s this week. I got all of them done at this point except for the other side. And what else? I forget. Oh, Theater of Pain. I only got a 13 done. But once I get those done, I will have all 14s. And then I'll probably be taking a Mythic plus break during Tyrannical. And then I'll come back and do as many 15s as I can. No rush, because then what am I going to do after? Not sure. I'll see you on the next video.